My name is Jeff from Rhombus. I'm a co-founder of the company. Rhombus is an oracle. It connects blockchain applications with data from the real world. So with that, let's get started. So imagine you're a developer who grew up back when the internet was actually decentralized. You then saw the power of that internet become concentrated in just a few big companies, and you've seen the way that they abuse that power. So you've been exploring Ethereum development because you want to bring back that open, decentralized internet that you remember. Now imagine that the town in which you live has recently been struck by a hurricane. This is not an uncommon occurrence in your area, so you've been faithfully paying premiums for disaster insurance, you and everyone else in your town, only to experience debilitating barriers to getting the payouts that you deserve. So if you've ever filed an insurance claim, you know how painful that process can be. They have every incentive to make that process painful. Long delays, middlemen, legal loopholes that they work into the contracts. Any way that they can avoid paying you out, they will. I'm sure you all know this. I know this. So as an Ethereum developer, you decide that you're going to solve this problem. You've witnessed the paradigm shifts that are possible with blockchain-based applications. So you decide to build a decentralized insurance platform on Ethereum to provide disaster insurance for people in your town. The way this insurance is going to work is parametric. That means it's as simple as if this, then that. If a hurricane strikes in your town, then everybody gets the payout. There's no need for middlemen. There's no need for a claims process. Whether or not you suffer damage, you get paid out. So there are a couple key advantages to that. The first thing is, because of the instant payout method, you don't have to do these long waits and the long contested claims. That means you don't have to hire the army of sleazy middlemen the way that traditional insurance companies do. That means that you can beat their prices. And second of all, it's more fair. It's on a public blockchain ledger. It's on the Ethereum blockchain. That means that all of the logic, all of the code and execution is all happening publicly where everybody can see. Contrast that with the way it works now, where insurance companies have armies of lawyers to work as many loopholes as possible into their contracts. This is a much more fair product, and people are going to want to buy this. So this all sounds great, but there's one big problem. How is your blockchain application going to actually know whether a hurricane struck? The Ethereum blockchain is very powerful, but it doesn't actually have any knowledge of what's going on in real life. You need a bridge between the blockchain and the real world. Rhombus is that bridge. We can connect you to thousands of different data sources and add any additional feeds that you want. So for you, you're interested in weather data because you're trying to build this hurricane oracle. So you need to know wind speed. In practice, you'd probably want as many sources as possible because blockchain payments are irreversible. If you screw up because you had bad data, you are never getting that money back. You have to be absolutely sure that the data is correct. And the best way to do that is with redundancy. Have as many different independent data sources as possible, and then do some math on that to come up with a really robust result. I have limited space on my PowerPoint slide here, so I'm just putting 3: Weather Underground, Dark Sky, and the National Weather Service. So I'll just mention that Rhombus does a lot more than just weather. This is a non-exhaustive list of categories. We can serve dozens and dozens of different business verticals. And a cool thing about Rhombus is that we do your computation off-chain and deliver you the minimum number of bytes to your smart contract. So if you're familiar with gas costs at all, then you understand why we do it that way. You do not want to run up a surprise gas bill because of something that is not under your control, which is the total demand for the Ethereum blockchain. This is not a hypothetical concern. We have a client who I can't name, but because they were doing too much information on the blockchain and calculation, when CryptoKitties happened, the demand spiked, the gas prices spiked, and they spent more than $50,000 USD in gas for a single day. That was a very expensive mistake. So we want to move as much calculation off-chain as we can. So you have your weather sources calculating wind speed. At the same time, you have Rhombus aggregating all of this data for you, and we're just waiting. Did a hurricane strike? Did a hurricane strike? And if it does, we're going to let you know right away. So here, Rhombus is automatically calculating the average, and it turns out that between 3 and 6 p.m., wind speeds increased above 111 miles per hour and below 129 miles per hour. That defines a Category 3 hurricane. And so because Rhombus automatically detected that hurricane, it immediately cryptographically signs the data and delivers it to your smart contract. So now Rhombus has served as the bridge. Rhombus told you what happened in real life and delivered that to your smart contract. Because of that, your smart contract can now do what it was programmed to do. It can pay out the people who need that payout immediately in cryptocurrency direct to their wallets. Rhombus can deliver data in a lot of different ways. So we can do it on a schedule. Maybe you want your data once a month, a couple times a week. Maybe you want it every block. No matter what your schedule, we can do that. We can also do it on request. We can set up a cache for you and update the cache as often as you need, and you can just ping the cache only when you need to get the data, and that can help cut down on your gas costs. Or we can do it when we automatically detect using our technology that the data has gone way beyond what we expect it to be, and that means you need to know about it. So because you used Rhombus as your oracle, because you built this decentralized insurance platform, the people in your town can now immediately get paid out for disaster insurance. Thanks to you, they can get back to their normal lives. So what I'm excited to tell you is that this is not a hypothetical situation. There is a company right now called Raincoat that is building this decentralized insurance platform on Ethereum, and they're doing this for the citizens of Puerto Rico. So the way it works, they have tons of different data sources. They also have IoT sensors that calculate wind speed throughout the island, so a lot of redundancy. And they aim to provide payouts within 24 hours for people in Puerto Rico whose area suffered a hurricane. And Rhombus is the oracle for Raincoat. So this is how it works. Rhombus collects and aggregates the data. It does all of the computation, and it just delivers the final answer to the Ethereum blockchain. So Rhombus serves a lot of different use cases. We have oracles that enable financial derivatives. We have oracles that resolve prediction markets. We can even do a custom IoT integration and help you track your supply chain from beginning to end. But, oh yeah, and we've built oracles for MakerDAO, OpenLaw, Helena, Alethea, many more. But I have to say that I'm particularly excited about this use case. I hate the way traditional insurance works. I have wasted a lot of time pursuing claims that should have been really obvious to pay out. And I'm somebody who generally knows how to work the system. So I hate the way that it exploits people who need it the most, the people who don't know how to work the system that way. I'm so happy to be supporting a decentralized insurance product that can do better in both ways. It can be cheaper, and it can be more fair. People deserve that. Thank you guys very much. If you have any questions, I'll be around.